Welcome back, guys. In this new video tutorial series, I will be focusing on the topic of triangle. And based on definition, a triangle is a three-sided figure which has angles sum total equivalent to 180 degrees. A triangle has six main parts. It has a base, which is where the triangle sits. It has oh, by the way, this is chapter 4 in Master Technical Drawing workbook. Master Technical Drawing uh, Master Technical Drawing Plane Geometry workbook 1, chapter 4, which is triangle. So a triangle is a three-sided figure which has angles equivalent to 180 degrees. There are four types of triangles. We have equilateral triangle, which has all sides and angles equal. We have isosceles triangle, which has two sides and angles equal. We have scalene triangle, which has three unequal sides and angles. We also have right angle triangle, which has one angle at 90 degrees. The side opposite to the right angle is referred to as the hypotenuse. So we'll be going into doing question number 4. Question number 4 asks that you construct a triangle ABC in the space provided, giving that AB is equal to 65 millimeters, BC equals to 50 millimeters, and AC is equal to 40 millimeters. So the information is provided in your book, in your workbook. You're expected to do this traditionally in the space provided as well as in AutoCAD. So my first step is to change to my construction layer, which I'll be doing. And I'll be activating line. Click my start point, and I'll be turning on ortho mode to get this to 9 perpendicular. So side AB is 65 millimeters, so I'll be drawing this line 65, enter. My next step is to draw side BC. BC is 50 millimeters from A. So to get that, I'll be drawing a circle from A, 50 millimeters, 50, enter. So at some point on this, from here, at some point from the center, C is located. C is located at some point on the circumference. Can be at any point on the circumference. Now AC is 40 millimeters. So I press spacebar to reactivate the last command. Left click here, then type 40, enter, and that is a triangle. I then go to my construction layer, my outline layer, engage polyline, left click here, left click there, here, and there, enter. That is now done. My next step is to add my dimension to this. So I'll change my dimension layer. I then go to a line. Remember, we use align for sloped lines. I then hit spacebar, left click here and drag. That is done. Spacebar 2 times or enter key. Left click on the line, drag. Spacebar 2 times, left click here and drag down. And that is done. Now my next step is to add the label to this. To add the label, so I'll be going up to text. First I'll be changing to my text layer. click text, single line, and I click here, text height of 4 or 5, enter, and then rotation angle of 0, so I press enter to accept that. And then here is A, here is B, and up here is C, enter. I'll be adding a couple more, B, C, A, B, C. Click there, escape. Now this triangle is done. So one question is done. The next task is to draw a triangle. So question number 5 asks us to draw a triangle. Construct a triangle ABC, giving that the base is equal to 70 millimeters and side is equal to 50, and a base angle of 45 degrees is also given. Now, a diagram is provided for triangle for the triangle on page 66. It is important that you study that diagram with the different parts of a triangle. So to do question number 5, so this is question number 5, number 4. That is question number 4, question number 5. So my first step is to change my outline, my construction layer. I'll be using this. I have an activate line. I left click, drag my first line, which is 70, 70, enter. Now they give us an angle of 45 degrees. So AC is 50 at an angle of 45. So I reactivate line, left click here, drag, I enter 50, 50, then press the tab key, enter 45, 45 for the angle, enter. That part is now done. I then click here to complete the process. Once I've done that, I need to brighten up this line. So I will be using match property, MA, enter, left click here, left click, left click, left click. That is now done. Now, when you're labeling these triangles, it is important that you label or dimension what is given. Yeah, it's of great importance. See, so they gave us the base, which is change my dimension layer. I'm gonna use align dimension, left click one more time, drag out there to get that, space bar 2 times, left click here. That is done. They also give us an angle of 45 degrees, so I'm gonna click here and I'm gonna click on angle, then touch here, touch there. That is done. So question number 5 in Master Technical Drawing Workbook 1 is done. Now we're going to move on to question number 6. Question number 6 states that you ask that you construct a triangle ABC giving that base is equal to 50, altitude is equal to 60. The base is 50, altitude is 60, and the base angle of 60 degrees is given. Now, it is important to know that In almost 90% of scenarios, once you're given an altitude, you have to draw a line perpendicular to the baseline at a distance equivalent to the distance of the perpendicular line. Yeah, almost all the time. So my first step is to activate my construction layer and draw what I know first. Engage line, turn on author, let the bay, and I'm going to draw this length of this line random for now, about that. Enter. Then I'm going to offset this to the distance of the altitude, which is 60. So I type O for offset, enter. Offset distance I want to be 60, so I'll type 60, enter. And then left click here, move up, that's my altitude. Now that I've done that, we have our base is 50 and our altitude is 60 degrees. To mark off my base, I can draw a circle from here with a distance of 50, 50, enter, and my base is right here. Now my next step is to draw a line from point A. So I could trim TR, enter, trim this off. I could now even delete this if I want, or I could let that stay to show my construction details. So probably I should undo that, let that stay. Now here is A, this point is B. My next step is to draw a triangle from point A. So let me label this, let me bring this down. This is point A, this is A, and this is B. So there is A, there is B. Alright. My next step is to draw a 60-degree angle from A, 60-degree angle line from A to cut the altitude. To do that, engage line, type L for line, enter. Specify my start point by left clicking here, drag at a distance that I know should cut my altitude. I then press the tab key to change from length of line to angle. I then enter 60, 60, enter for the angle. Good. Now at the point where the 60-degree angle line cuts the horizontal line is our point C. I can now use engage my outline layer and brighten up this object. So I left click here, left click there, left click here, and go here. That is done. That is done. Now that I've done that, my next step is to add dimension to this. So for that I engage ortho, but I could also use align. Click that, hit the space bar once. When it turns to a box, I left click there, drag, space bar 2 times, left click here and drag. Now you will notice that I've drawn this on the wrong layer. To change this to the dimension layer, I need to type MA, enter for match property. My next step is to select the line that I wish to copy. That, escape. Sorry, that is now done. My next step is to dimension the angle or state the angle. Remember, you must always annotate or reproduce or highlight whatever it is that they give you, information you're given. If you're given base, you must dimension the base. If you're given altitude, you must dimension the altitude. So I need to establish the height for this as well. I need to use linear for this. So there we go, base equal to that, base angle. Oh, they didn't give me that. So I don't need to that. I shouldn't dimension that. They didn't give me that. They gave me the base, an angle, and the altitude. So those are the only things that you're supposed to dimension or annotate the information that you are given. Okay, not everything. Now question number 6 is done. Let's move on to question number 7. I think I should probably number these questions. So this is text height. Let's use 10. Enter. Rotation angle, that. So this is 4. This is 5. This is 6. Question number 6 in chapter 2 on triangle. Now we have completed question number 4, question number 5, and question number 6. Now let's move on to question number. Oh, that was question number 7. This is question number 7. 5, 7, 6, 5. Let me see. Triangle, giving a length of all sides, 50 that. Triangle, 70, 50, 45, yeah, that's done. Triangle, 50, 60, 60, that is done. Okay, so this is 6. All right. Let's move on to question number 7 in chapter 4. Chapter 7, question number 7, sorry. Asks that we construct a triangle ABC given that base is equal to 60, base angle 30 degrees and 45 degrees. All right, and again, I'm working, this is a solution for questions in the workbook. All right, construct triangle ABC giving that base equals 60. So the first thing to do here is to change to my construction layer, then draw a line. $60, enter. Then draw a angle here at 30 degree. Hit space bar to reactivate angle. Left click here, drag, tab, press tab key, 30, enter. Space bar to reactivate, left click here, tab key. Now remember that angles are measured from east to north, measured from east in an anti-clockwise direction. So the base angle, this base angle is 45 degrees. So we need to enter 145, subtract 180. That's 135. So tab 135, enter. Yeah. And that now give us the base angle of 30 and 45 degrees. Once you have done that, our next step is to go to outline, polyline, left click here, and that is that for that part. Next step is to add dimension to the drawing. So first we change to our dimension layer. Then I'm going to use a line. Hit space bar once on the crosshair turns to a box, you can left click, drag. Press the space bar or the enter key twice, bam bam, turns into a square, left click that side. Oh, they give us the base and 2 angles. So you need to do what they say. For angle, I left click there, left click there. That is that space bar. Oh, undo. Alright, bring this inside. Delete. Let me go back to angle. So now question number 7 is done. I'm gonna copy this. CO, enter. Turn off ortho. I'm making a number of copies of those for further use. Click 2 times in that delete, then enter 7. So question number 7 is now ready. So question number 7 is done. Now on to question number 8. Question number 8 asks that we construct triangle ABC in the space provided or in AutoCAD, giving that hypotenuse is equal to 70 millimeters and a side of 25 millimeters is given. So hypotenuse, once hypotenuse is given, it's typically a right angle triangle. All right. So to draw that, I must first change my construction layer, and I could draw a line or I could draw a circle with diameter 70 millimeters, because the hypotenuse is 70 millimeters. The hypotenuse is 70 millimeters. So I'm going to draw a circle with radius 35, enter, which gives a diameter of 70. My next step is to draw a line from here, enter. Then draw a second line from this point equivalent to the side given. So in this case, I'm using a circle to transfer the distance. So I left click here. Sorry. Then type 25, enter. And this is now done. My next step is to change my outline layer and outline the triangle. So I'll start here. Here is A, here is B, here is B, here is C, and here is that there. And as you can see, the angle here is 90 degrees. Yeah. So my next step is now to change to my dimension layer and start to annotate. I like to use align. Left click here and drag space bar 2 times. Left click here. That is now done. Oh, next. So this is question number 8 just completed. Again, I'm gonna move one of this down to this, and I'm gonna type. Gonna left click 2 times in it. Bam, bam. Wait a bit, then delete, then enter 9, then click outside. Click outside, then escape. Sorry. So just like that, we change from 6 to 9. Question number 9 asks that we construct a triangle ABC, giving that the base is equal to 30 and 45, and the altitude is equal to 35 millimeters. And as I mentioned before, 99% of the time, whenever altitude is given, it normally requires that you draw a parallel line to the baseline. So first I change my construction layer. Next I'm going to draw a horizontal line. I want this line to be perfectly horizontal, so I'm going to engage my ortho mode, and I'm going to let this line length be random. Enter. Next I'm going to offset this line by the distance equivalent to the altitude. This is question number 9, so the altitude is, excuse me, 35. So I first engage O for offset, enter. I then type 35, enter, and touch the line and go up. That is 35. Sorry. My next step is to draw a line 30 degrees and 45 degrees. So I left click here, drag, press tab key to change from dimension or length to degree. I then enter 30 degrees, enter. That's done. My next step is to click this line and move it, M for move, enter. Drop here. That is done. Next step is to draw a line with an internal angle of 45 degrees. It means therefore to draw this line we must subtract 45 from 180, which leaves us with 135. So what I'm doing, I'm drawing a line at a comfortable length at an angle of 135 degrees. So I drag the line, I then press tab key, I then enter 135, enter. Click this, M for move, enter. Then click here, and that is it. I can now trim this up or even let that stay. TR, enter, left click, that is now done. My next step is to brighten up this figure. Yeah, to brighten this figure. I then go to my outline layer, or I could use polyline, outline, left click here, left click there, and that is done. My next step would be to label and or dimension whatever information is given. Wrong layer, but I'm gonna continue, then use match property. So I need to establish the height. So I need to use linear, left click there, left click there. That is done. My next step is to change these to dimension. So I left click there, go up here. Those are now changed to dimension. That question is now done. The next step is to move on to question number 10. Question number 10 asks that we construct a triangle ABC when giving the perimeter. When giving the perimeter and two base angles. Right. Let's label this. This is number. Oh, this should have been number 9. This should have been number 8. So I'm gonna change this. Bam bam. Delete 8. Enter. Escape. So now let's move on to question number 10. Question number 10 asks that we construct a triangle ABC when giving the perimeter. And we know that the perimeter is the distance around a triangle or any given figure. So first step is to draw a line equivalent to the length of the perimeter. Engage line, left click, drag. And in this case, the perimeter is 120, so I'll type 120, enter. And I will then draw the angles. Angles are 30 and 60 degrees. So I'll go up here. Oh no, I need to draw the line at the requisite angle first. Tab 30, space bar, press tab key, 60 degrees, 60, enter. Oh, this should have been, I should have made this 120, delete, L, enter. Press tab, 120, enter. Yeah. I then extend, EX, enter, and that touches that. Now, our next step is to bisect. Well, I didn't need to do that. I didn't need to do that. Come to think about it. Let me go undo. I didn't need to do that. Let me go undo. Undo. My next step is to bisect both angles. I could use two methods to do this. But I'm going to use two methods. First method is this one, draw a circle. Then trim, TR, enter. That is so I'm gonna bisect this angle. Next I'm gonna bisect this. Oh, to bisect the angle, I'm gonna use ray, RAY, enter. Left click on the vertex, go up to here. That's the bisector. Trim, TR, enter. That part is out. Now I need to bisect this angle, and I'm gonna use a different technique. I'm gonna use XL. So I type XL for construction line, enter. I then choose bisect, XL, enter, then bisect. I then choose the vertex, which is the point where two lines meet. Click right there. I then touch a distance there, touch anywhere there, then touch this here, enter. And just like that, we've established that. Alright. My next step is to copy this line, copy this down to this point here, and copy this down to that point. So I type CO, enter, click here. We get one side. Then copy this, click that CO, enter, choose here as a base point, click there, escape. Our next step is to use outline. Outline, left click here, enter. And just like that, it is done, right? It is done just like that. I need to add some dimension to this. I need to dimension the base, which is where they give us. I also need to dimension this angle. So I'll go into my angle, left click here, left click there. Uh, Space bar to reactivate, left click here, left click there. And just like that, just in case, you could also extend this out to here, you know. Doesn't really matter, seriously. TR, enter. Could also trim this as well. That's not needed anymore. EX, enter. So that's how we draw a triangle when given the perimeter and two angles, two base angles. All right. Our next task under triangle is to construct a triangle. We construct a triangle ABC when given the perimeter and the ratio of the sides. Yeah, so number 11 is to construct a triangle when giving the perimeter and the ratio of the sides. In this case, just a reminder that we are at chapter 4 in Master Technical Drawing, Plane Geometry. Okay, plane geometry. So the informations are that to construct a triangle ABC given the perimeter, which is the distance around the triangle, and the ratio for all three sides. So my first step is to draw a line equivalent to the length of the perimeter. Draw a line here, and this line should be 120. All right. Now my next step is to establish a ratio between this. So I'm going to draw a random length line and random angle line from here. Now I need to mark off the number of establish a ratio. So the ratio is 3, 4, and 5. So I need to add the ratios and divide that line by that number of parts. So the first part one is 3 plus 4 is 7, plus 5 is 12. So my next step is to divide this into 12 equal parts. To do that, I'll type div, enter, click here. Number of segments I want is 12, enter. That is done. My next task is to mark off the ratio, 3, 4, and 5. So starting here, I'm using a line 0, 1, 2, 3, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 right there, 0, 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that has been established. So this, I now need to add my text. This is 3, this is 4, and this is 5. So I'll be photocopying, you know, I'm transferring one copy one of these. CO, enter to copy one of those. Drop one here. I'll be dropping one here. I got it. 3. First one is 3. This one is 4. This one is 5. Next step is to join line from the last point here. Oh, by the way, I've been drawing on the wrong layer. Look at that. Alright, so I'll be selecting all of this. A, enter. Left click here. Left click there. Next step is to draw parallel lines through these points by simply copying these. So left click here. CO for copy, enter. And then left click here as the base point. Now we must read the command bar. It's of great importance. Then trim, TR, enter. Right. So here is the base. Here is one side. Here is another side. So I'm going to use a circle to transfer each distance up. This space bar and a circle from here. And what we have established is that the triangle is formed, polyline. And there we go. A triangle that has sides in the ratio of 3, 4, and 5. Let's add some dimension to it. So I left click and align dimension, left click there. Again, I need to change my right layer. So I simply use MA for match property, enter. Click on this, type. And there we go. There we go. That is that for that. So that's all that we need to know for CSEC on this topic. So in this video, I've covered all the different types of triangles that that CSEC requires and that are in this book. In subsequent video, we'll be discussing the application of these. Okay, guys, thanks for watching. Remember, there are other videos in the series that you would need to watch as well.